hopefully, one thing y'all, I want y'all to know is buy when this shit is the worst. Cause look, when you buy when shit is the worst, you're buying when shit is worth the least amount, right? You're buying undervalued. That way you can sell it when that shit go up 80%. All right, what's up, YouTube? Hey, today what we finna go over is the S&P 500 sector performances. And what this is going to help you do is going to show you what's the best sectors to invest in. But what I'm gonna also do is I'm gonna show y'all how the market goes in cycles. Like, look, let's check some of this thing. Let's check some of these years out. Okay, first thing first, what we wanna go over is, read this. This is gonna cover a lot of stuff that you wanna read. But remember this, always be your best coach, because you be with yourself 24/7, right? You was with yourself this morning before when you woke up before anybody else. So you gotta always be your best coach, because if you was with yourself first and you wasn't your best coach, like if you wasn't uplifting yourself, then you're gonna automatically have a shitty day, because look, there's gonna be people in Walmart at your workplace that's gonna always try to force you to have a bad day. But if you wasn't doing this, as soon as you woke up, you fucked from the beginning. Okay, so after we got that out the way, now we're gonna go over this. Boom, okay. So the market goes in cycles. The best sector is technology. Why is technology the best sector? Why does technology perform the best? Because there's no cap to technology. NVIDIA was the best stock to hit the $4 trillion market cap. I'm beating myself up because, okay, I'm a value investor, right? And I knew NVIDIA was undervalued below $100, and I also knew they was gonna bounce. I knew it was a heavy demand area. I had this big ass zone marked up, just ready for a nice pullback for them to come back to the 200 or anywhere below 100, and they came to the 90 mark right here. I got a couple shares, man. But yeah, as you can tell, I didn't get enough. I got them in my Roth. I had got them in the buy and hold. I was holding them for a little bit. But back to the topic of the video, which is what's the best sector? Why is technology the best? Because there's no cap. It's unlimited things that they can do to innovate themselves. And innovation is what drives the GDP. And if technology can make the GDP increase double at a fast, unusual rate, then the stocks that's pushing the product behind that is going to grow at the same rate or faster as well. So that's why we got NVIDIA. NVIDIA is making AI advance to a whole nother level. So you see NVIDIA stock prices advancing to a whole nother level, right? The same way with Meta and all of the technology companies that's changing the game. Then you can look at more sectors like, okay, let's see, materials is pretty low. Why is materials is low? Because the materials can't make the GDP increase like technology, you know? The same way, why is consumer staples so low? Because buying a peanut butter ain't gonna make the GDP, well, it is gonna make the GDP increase, but it's not gonna make the GDP increase at the same rate as buying something from NVIDIA would, you feel me? So invest in safe companies that's doing big things, that's gonna move. That is the technology sector. But do it when they undervalue like NVIDIA. Look at demand zones and use the RSI. So this is what we're gonna do, right? I'm gonna show y'all how to pinpoint, or I'm gonna go through some things in my Roth IRA that I brought on the dip, and what strategies and techniques I was able to use to help me identify, okay, they undervalued and they're a good investment. Okay, so the S&P 500 is going to be a good investment. I went over this before. S&P 500 hold all these sectors, right? All these different stocks. The reason why the S&P 500 is so good is because it diversifies you into the 500 best performing companies within the stock market. The reason why that is so good is because all 500 companies in the U.S. stock market won't go bankrupt by tomorrow. So you won't lose all your money by tomorrow, essentially, because you're diversified into 500 companies. So, boom, you won't lose all your money tomorrow. That's the reason why it's good to invest in ETFs. ETFs has a safe average return of 10 to 15% over the past 3 decades, over the past decades, you feel me? Any asset that has a good safe record like that, you want to get into a little bit, even if it's $5 a month. You know, if it's an asset that's growing 10% annually, you want some of it, whether it's gold, real estate, stocks, high yield, savings account, bonds. You want to collect the fund of all that shit. Cause think about it. If you got one, you always want your money growing somewhere, you know. You want a dollar growing somewhere. Okay, another thing is my birthday coming up July 14th. I'm about to be 24. I low-key could do 24 investing tips video. I might do that shit. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I probably had a total of 24 rules within my investing time span. I started my investing journey back in 2019. And that taught me a lot of shit as well too. So it's a lot of different ways I can branch off into this shit. But let's go over some shit that I brought on the dip that was undervalued. Okay, first thing first, you're gonna always want this pulled up, the EMA 200, because this is gonna help you identify when shit undervalued. You see how when the VOO touches it, it always goes back up. Look, it touched it right here in 2016. It was $168. Then it ran all the way up to $272. That's a $100 move. Right here it was at $215. It ran up to $315, $100 move. Right here it was $246. It went up under it. That's another thing. If you see the VOO go up under the 200 EMA, sell your house, sell your cars, and throw all your money into it. Because look, this is what's gonna happen, right? The more it fall up under that 200 EMA, look, the more it's gonna do this. The more it's gonna go up. So if you know it's gonna go below the 200 EMA and you know it's gonna make you 169% return, throw your house in it, you feel me? Throw your house in it. Same concept here. My average field, I'm up 10% on year to date on this shit. So yeah, I was looking at it once it was getting closer to 200 EMA level, but I was averaging in. So I average in. Sometimes I do like 2% pullback. If it pull back 2% on a day, I'm averaging in. That's a strategy you can use. You can go up higher, 5%. I up that to like 6% now just because the market is overextended. I want a big ass pullback before I buy more on the daily. Or obviously if it come down to a certain level, I will buy it as well. In the video, I already went over it. Macro levels, like them $100, them $10 levels, them dollar levels gonna be macro levels. $100 level, macro level. So when I was expecting the video to fall under 100, I was like, okay, if it's not gonna stop right at 100, it's gonna come a little below 100. It's gonna hit some people's stop losses. It's gonna come way below 100 to get filled below 100. And that's what it did. It went below 100 to stop some people out so more people can buy on that dip, and then it took back off. I really wanted to get, like, you know, around here. It's okay though. It's okay. I got time. USLM got in around here at $92. Yeah, enter on the pullback, man. That's the best thing you can do. Use the 1-day time frame as well to help you out. All right, yeah, Chewy. I'll enter Chewy. I'm at like, what, 15% on Chewy. I was up like 40% till they pulled back. But buy on the dip, man. Buy on the dip. DKNG, buy on the dip. That shit up. Hood, buy on the dip. I knew Hood was gonna be good around this dip area right here. That's where I got them at. My average field is like around $50 now. But once they ran up 100%, I sold half just to rebalance my portfolio. APLD, buy the fucking dip, right? I wish I would have bought the dip more. I sold them when they went up 100% as well. I wish I would have brought more here, man. I originally started buying APLD around like $5. I ain't gonna lie. I was buying at $5. It went down here. I was kind of shitting my pants when I was supposed to stack it. I was supposed to throw money in it. But I wasn't shitting my pants enough to panic sell. because I was reading everything that I needed to read, and I was doing my analysis, and I knew this was it still is a valuable company. I know what it's going to do. So if it come down to these lows again, I'm in there. Then WRD, I tried to buy undervalued, but as you can tell, it's still tanking. I'm down. This is my only position I'm down on in the Roth currently. It's down like 20%, but it's also my smallest position. So 20% ain't shit, because I already done showed y'all 2 stocks that did over 100%, and I done took profit on half. So, yeah, invest in the technology sector, but do it when this shit is negative. When this shit is negative, let me show you why you want to do this shit when it's negative. When the S&P sector is negative, it's gonna look like it's gonna be right here, right? When the S&P sector was negative, it was red. And if you bought when it was red, look what you would have did, right? You would have accumulated over 81% growth. I also have a lot of stocks on here. I was gonna show y'all some technology stocks that are undervalued, but I kind of have a little bit. I had Snap already doubled, but Snap finna run, I ain't gonna lie. Equity in Snap is going to snap. Equity in Snap is going up, I think. Why I think it's going up? Well, first thing first, the news is in Snap favor. The news is loving Snap. They're coming out with AI, with glasses, all kind of shit. They coming out with glasses, and they coming out with more software to help developers on Snapchat. Also, yeah, they helping out Snapchat for developers to get developers paid more. Clorox, yeah. Look, I was looking at Clorox in this zone. As you can see, you already see what it's doing. I'm telling y'all that RSI and macro support levels and macro demand levels, that's all you need, but no, it's not. You need some innovative topics brewing within the company. And you want low debt, because think about it, man. If somebody in $100 million worth of debt and they only making $1 million a year, well, the U.S. in debt, you feel me? And we invested in the U.S. economy. So, hey, the U.S. household debt is only rising, and, hey, you feel me? Like country, like citizen, you feel me? But, yeah, I might drop a video, 24 investing tips as 24-year-old. I might do that shit. I know I got 10 off the dome. Then I'll probably pull out some old tricks in my book bag. You know, first tip is limit your risk. Always be your best coach. Goddamn, discipline, patience, and listen. All them, cause yeah, you gotta have them. You got to. You gotta sit on your hands. You gotta be disciplined enough to sit on your hands. You gotta be patient enough to hold some shit for a couple months, and you have to listen for information. It's a lot of stuff, man. Limit your risk and listen. Man, it's gonna be a whole video for that shit. Appreciate y'all for watching. Hopefully, one thing I want y'all to know is buy when this shit is the worst. Cause look, when you buy when shit is the worst, you're buying when shit is worth the least amount, right? You're buying undervalued. That way you can sell it when that shit go up 80%. Oh yeah, I like the VSAT too. I call it VSAT perfect. I be calling shit perfect. That's why I want to start getting on YouTube and teaching and helping people, man. Yeah, I'm gonna call VSAT right there. Boom, sold up there. Playboy. I was fucking with Playboy. This Playboy was the fucking yeah. I started my year off right with Playboy, cause 2024 I was reading up on Playboy, how they was coming out with all the new magazines, all kind of new shit. They getting their money right. And it was below $1 back in 2024. Let's see. Yeah, 2024, that was below $1. And then I started getting my eyes on them. Boom. And then from then, Saya, I ain't gonna lie, I've been rinsing and repeating on Saya, man. Look at this shit. Boom. I was rinsing and repeat Saya when they was like $400 or $500, you feel me? I'm talking about driving to college. I'm seeing the Saya semi truck. I'm like, hey, I own Saya stock. I'm trading them and shit and selling them. Saya probably paid me the most this year, I ain't gonna lie. And TMO gonna rip. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for watching this shit. Y'all keep striving, financial optimism. We gonna get there. Hopefully, one thing I want y'all to know is buy when this shit is the worst. Cause when you buy when shit is the worst, you're buying when shit is worth the least amount, right? You're buying undervalued. That way you can sell it when that shit go up 80%.